I am Ferdinand Marcos, and I am the President of the Republic of the Philippines. I stand today on behalf of 110 million Filipinos.
People and hello universe, it's me again. Nakikita nyo guys, nakikita ko, yan po yan sa Pampanga, no? Dito po yun guys, inaugurasyon ng isa sa mga flooding control dyan po sa Pampanga. Sa bandang Port District ito, no? Masantol, Pampanga, August 7, 2024. So maganda ito mga kababayan, basahin ko lang mga beswa, okay? Ang sinabi po dito, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. leads the inauguration of the Integrated Disaster Risk Reduction and Climate Change Adaptation Project Stage 1 in Masantol, Pampanga on 7 August 2024. The Department of Public Works and Highway Unified Project Management Office, Flood Control Management Cluster Infrastructure Project aims to protect Pampanga's low-lying areas including Makabibi, Masantol, Minalin, Santo Tomas, and Apalit, which also aims to enhance drainage in key river channels like that the third river eastern branch, mga kababayan, Eastern Branch River, Kaduang Titi. Uy, grabe. Ang sagwa naman ng pangalan ng river na ito, mga kababayan. Kaduang Titi ba? Oh. And Sapang Maragul. Wow. Salitang yan guys, Kapampangan, ano? Moreover, the IDRRCCA one project is part of the broader initiative by the Climate Change Commission, which has been actively engaged in climate adaptation studies and community outreach in Regional 3 or Central Luzon. Overall, the inauguration marked a significant step enhancing the country resilience to natural disaster and mitigating the adverse effect of climate change. So kung makikita nyo dito mga kababayan, napakaganda ito. O, 'di ba? Congratulations sa mga taga Pampanga, Masantol at lahat na. O, yang sinasabi nyong 5,500 flooding control ng Pangulo is all over the Philippines, not only in one area, okay? Sana po lagi kayo mag-research para may alam po kayo. Hindi po yung bato kayo ng bato, bintang kayo ng binta, batikos kayo na wala kayong alam. Ang kalalabasan nyo nun, ampaw ang utak nyo, okay? Yung 5,500, no? Sa buong Pilipinas po yan, no? Tapos mayroon pang ginagawa ngayon na 4,200 na flooding control all over the country yan. Yung mga flooding control nyo ay talaga naman, bakit tayo binaha kung ang 11,000 flooding control ni Digong hindi gumagana? O, 'di ba? Social ang mga dilis kung makapagbatikos, feeling magaling. O, ito, another flooding control yan, mga kababayan, para kompleto rekado. Tunghayan natin, itutur tayo ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. Okay? Pakinggan ang kanyang speech at tunghayan ang pag-unveiling nitong flooding control na ito. See you again guys on my next upload video. Bye and babus. God bless Philippines.
Dearest President Bongbong Marcos, welcome to the 4th District in Pampanga and to our hometowns of Macabebe and Masantol. And to everyone, Maya Paabak po. We are so grateful for the support of the national government throughout the years. This loan was conceptualized during the time of President GMA, signed by President Pinoy in 2010, and finally constructed in 2018. And under your administration, after 15 long years, it is finished under your strong leadership.
Our government highly appreciates the strong support of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. for this initiative. Thank you, sir. Later in the day, Foreign Secretary Manalo will be discussing issues of a mutual interest at this auspicious juncture, the 75th anniversary of our two countries' friendship. And even as we speak, the signing ceremony for two landmark projects is happening at the Finance Department building this morning in Manila. First, the $3 billion Economic Development Promotion Facility, EDPF, the largest ever of its kind in Southeast Asia, will help support an even wider range of infrastructure projects under the Philippine government's Build Better More program. Second, the new Dumaguete Airport Development Project will become the single largest investment project funded by KXIM in the Philippines. So it is truly heartening to note that the Korean government and private sector have been actively contributing to enhancing infrastructure, connectivity, and disaster resilience in the country. The NAIA PPP project and investment in the Subic shipyard are recent examples. Within the larger picture, these projects are also conducive to boosting the Luzon Economic Corridor and promoting overall national development. Yesterday, I met with the Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr., and we discussed, among many other things, how to leverage Korea's experience and technology in upscaling the agriculture sector in the Philippines through modernization and making it more climate resilient. In his recent State of the Nation address, President Marcos emphasized the critical importance of flood control projects, highlighting that over 500 such initiatives are underway across the Philippines. Noting that Philippines' geographical location makes it highly vulnerable to the adverse effects of climate change, he said, and I quote, "Precisely because of our inherent vulnerability, we are proactive advocates for heightened climate responsibility and justice on the global stage." In this context, this project is a collaboration that has once again proven its value by bringing together our resources and expertise to address a critical issue. Funded through $80 million loan agreement with the Korean government via the Economic Development Corporation Fund, EDCF, this project aims to significantly improve the drainage efficiency of the river channel networks in Pampanga, thus alleviating the chronic flooding that has plagued many towns. Some components of this project, such as the construction of 3 new bridges, 5 footbridges, 8 sluice gates, and 164 fish pond gates, along with extensive evacuation, excavation, embankment, and dredging activities, clearly indicate the comprehensive nature of this initiative. With the second phase already in the planning, this project will certainly make a real difference on the ground. So once again, warm congratulations to all who made this possible. Let us continue work together, a safer, more resilient future for all. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay.
Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is a significant milestone in our efforts to reduce impact of natural disasters to protect lives and properties with the completion of the Integrated Disaster Risk Reduction and Climate Change Adaptation Measure in Pampanga Bay, Stage 1. An accomplishment under the Build Better, More and Faster Infrastructure Development Program under your administration, Mr. President. Since the eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991, the province of Pampanga has faced severe flooding due to lahar flowing down the eastern slopes of the volcano, blocking major rivers and creeks such as the Abacan, Pasig Potrero, and Porac Gumail rivers, which converge on Pasak Delta, lying west of the Pampanga River, that has led to extensive damage to lives and properties. This disaster highlighted the urgent need for comprehensive flood control measures. Various studies by the government and international partners laid the groundwork for these measures. Notably is the Mount Pinatubo Recovery Action Plan long-term report conducted by the United States Army Corps of Engineers from June 1992 to March 1994. Additionally, the Philippine government, with funding from the Japan International Cooperation Agency, implemented the Mount Pinatubo Hazard Urgent Mitigation Project from April 1997 to 2016. These initiatives led to several key projects, including the development of a master plan and feasibility study for flood mitigation measures in West Pampanga. The plan is to address flood risks in the municipalities of Florida Blanca, Guagua, Lubao, Porac, Sasmuan, and Santa Rita, aimed to significantly improving flood management in these areas. However, despite these efforts, some areas remained vulnerable to persistent flooding and were not covered by the Pinatubo Hazard Urgent Mitigation Project. To address this, Mr. President, the Department of Public Works and Highways sought financial assistance in October of 2013 from the Korean Economic Development Cooperation Fund through the loan number PHL 17 of amount of 4.03 billion, representing 53% of the 7.5 billion total project cost under the Integrated Disaster Risk Reduction and Climate Change Adaptation Measure in Pampanga Bay, Phase 1. This project directly provided initial benefits to the towns of Macabebe, Masantol, Minalin, and Santo Tomas, improving resilience and protection during typhoon seasons. The project involves comprehensive work on 4 rivers: the Third River, Kaduang Tete River, Sapang Maragul River, and Eastern Branch Channel that flow into Manila Bay. This includes excavation, dredging, and widening of waterways, as well as embankment construction. These improvements are essential for reducing flood risk in areas susceptible to tidal backflows and effects of climate change. Additionally, the project included the construction of bridges, footbridges, and several sluice gates structures and 164 fish pond gates, all designed to enhance flood control and support local infrastructure. However, this completed project, Mr. President, is just stage 1 of the overall contemplated project. There's a planned stage 2 for the project to realize its full objective of addressing the flooding problem in the area. The preparation of stage 2 of the project is underway through the updating of the flood control management master plan and feasibility studies and detailed engineering. In closing, Mr. President, in behalf of the Department of Public Works and Highways, we wish to express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who played a role in the completion of Phase 1, Stage 1 of this project being inaugurated today, from the engineers, the construction workers, to the national policymakers and community leaders for the collective effort and support given to the successful implementation and realization of this project. At this point, Mr. President, may I ask to take a moment to watch a short video that provides the detailed overview of the project.
My fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. It is with great pleasure that I join you here today to inaugurate the Integrated Disaster Risk Reduction and Climate Change Adaptation Project, Stage 1, a project made possible with the help from our friends in the Korean government, and as a response to the eruption of Mount Pinatubo in June 1991 that spewed massive amounts of volcanic ash that covered vast swaths of the province of Pampanga. This led to heavy siltation along the streams, rivers, all the waterways, decreasing the discharge capacities and causing heavy flooding during the rainy season, especially in the low-lying municipalities of Macabebe, Masantol, Minalin, and Santo Tomas. The province has also suffered perennial loss of life and damage to properties due to heavy flooding. So it had to be addressed through the construction of these flood control structures. In response, the Philippine government, with the technical and financial assistance of the Korean government, developed a study which became the foundation for the construction of structural measures that we now have the privilege to inaugurate. The IDRR CCA-1 costs more than 7 billion pesos, and it aims to mitigate flood damage by increasing the discharge capacity of the third river, the Eastern Branch River, the Sapang Maragul River, and the Kaduang Tete River. To fully realize the project's benefits and provide long-term solutions to flooding here in Pampanga, I am now instructing the Department of Public Works and Highways to ensure that Stage 2 of the IDRR CCA will be proceeding as scheduled. I have the assurance, as we were looking at the floodgates and the technical explanation of what this is, the ambassador assures me that the planning and the technical examination for Stage 2 has already begun. Maraming salamat po. Once it is fully completed, the IDRR CCA will reduce the flood level and flood duration from 68 days to 17 days in the municipalities of Macabebe, Masantol, Minalin, and Santo Tomas. We are very optimistic that this will redound to improving the people's lives by enhancing the disaster resilience of all our communities. The DPWH has also completed several other flood control projects here in Region 3. Among these is the construction of a flood control structure at the Pampanga River in Gabaldon, Nueva Ecija. The flood control structure cost around 85 million pesos, was completed last May. Another completed project is the rehabilitation of the eroded bank of the Pampanga River at Kandanting, Arayat, and that project was cost 91 million pesos, was completed in October of last year. So let me assure all that the government, through the Public Works, will expeditiously complete the ongoing flood control projects here in Region 3. However, this is only half of the solution. Flood control projects are meant to help minimize the effects of flooding, and they will help in reducing the size of the areas affected, decreasing the height of the flood, and shortening the time for flooding to subside. With climate change and with the effects of an increasing overpopulation, we expect that we will experience more and more of these historic flooding events. For flood control to work, we must do our part in maintaining our canals and waterways and in recycling and properly disposing of our garbage. Rest assured that this government is working and doing all it can to pursue initiatives and programs to protect our citizens and the environment, to innovate current trends in disaster risk reduction and management, as well as to ensure heightened climate responsibility and justice. But our local government units and our citizens also have an extremely important role to play. At this juncture, let me once again thank our friends from the Korean government for their help in completing this important stage 1 of the IDRR-CCA project. Let us continue to explore other areas of cooperation that will uplift both our countries and the lives of our people. Let me extend also my gratitude to the officials and the people of the province of Pampanga, whose solidarity and collaboration has resulted in the successful completion of the IDRR-CCA-1. I also acknowledge the efforts of the Department of Public Works and Highways and everyone who has worked on the completion of this grand project. It demonstrates the government's commitment to delivering quality, safe, and environmentally friendly infrastructure to all Filipinos. Thank you, and let this occasion mark the beginning of a new era of sustainable progress for Pampanga and for the Philippines. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas. Dakal asalamat.
Once again, thank you very much and good morning to everyone.